and welcome to another live stream. This time, I am going to show you all of the character nominees for my new and upcoming character alphabet poll posts. Those are polls in which, out of the 4 different characters, which one would be your favorite? And people can come to my posts on my channel and vote for their favorite. So, without any further ado, let's get started. And they're all characters whose names begin with a specific letter. So, please feel free to jump in and chat anytime as I am showing you these character nominees. So let's get started, starting in the order of the alphabet, starting with letter A. So I have Anxiety from Inside Out 2, Anger from Inside Out 1, Alvin from the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise, and Amber Cinnamon from Yummyland. So Alvin is quite the troublemaker, the mischief maker of the group of the Chipmunks. Amber Cinnamon is one of the main villains in the Yummyland series. Anger is part of the main 5 emotions from the first movie and throughout the franchise. Anger can be hot-tempered sometimes, and anxiety is one of Riley's new emotions in Inside Out 2. And just to let you know, these are the same pictures you will see of those characters in my posts. So that's all the letter A nominees. 2 of them are from the Inside Out franchise, but still. On my polls, I write down what the character's name is and where they're from, what movie or show they're from. Now let's move on to the B's. So here is Bianca Bubblegum, a member of the Yummy crew in Yummyland. Her superpower is bubblegum sticky traps. We have Barb, the queen of the hard rock trolls in Trolls World Tour. Brittany, the lead singer of the Chipettes. She, in the live-action franchise, alongside Jeanette and Eleanor, debuted in Alvin and the Chipmunks' The Squeakquel. But in the franchise altogether, in general of Alvin and the Chipmunks, they first appeared in the 80s, Brittany, Jeanette, and Eleanor. Then we have Baby Butter from PB&J Otter, one of my favorite characters from the show. And so here are the B's. Those are the nominees for the letter B. Barb, Bianca, Brittany, and Butter. Or Baby Butter. It depends on what people call her. Next, we're going to move on to the C's. The C's. So, what are those? Oh, these are all character pictures. Fake Hand JSN143. And thank you for coming. Hi. So, for the C nominees, we have Courtney from Angry Birds Movie 2. Those are so cool. Yeah, thank you. Those are so cool. And they're all different characters from different places, different movies and shows. Hi, Stray Kids Lover 143U8Z. Do you know Stray Kids? No, I do not, unfortunately. What is Stray Kids? Anyway, this is Courtney from Angry Birds Movie 2. She is Leonard's assistant, who Leonard's the king of the pigs. Oh, a Korean band and a K-pop group. So, this is Chuck, and thank you for telling me what Stray Kids are. I don't know much K-pop stuff. This is Chuck from Angry Birds Movie 1 and 2. He is a very fast-moving bird, voiced by Josh Gad, who voices Olaf in the Frozen franchise by Disney. Oh, okay, bye. Thanks for coming. So, this is Chuck, and the actor is Josh Gad, like I said earlier. I am going to their Dominate experience. Oh, so they're having a concert? That's pretty cool. Concerts are cool. Callie birthday cake from Yummyland. Her lip gloss power is that she can fly. Each of the Yummy crew characters have lip gloss that give them superpowers, and Callie can fly. And Cooper from Trolls. Oh, no, it's like a movie documentary. Oh, okay. Sorry for getting confused. I didn't know it was a movie documentary. That's pretty cool. So this is Cooper from Trolls. And he is a different type of troll. He's like a pop and a funk troll, Funk, like in Trolls World Tour. So these are all the letter C nominees on my polls. There they all are. Next, we have all the D's. So first we have one of my favorite characters, Dot, the Warner sister, who is known for being the cute one. Dot is from Animaniacs, the 1990s series, and the reboot that they did in 2020. And here is Daisy. Daisy is from Nature Cat. She's a bunny, as you can see. And she also has a garden in the show. Daisy is from Nature Cat, one of my favorite shows of all time. We have another Inside Out character, Disgust. Disgust has refined tastes, and she doesn't like broccoli. She was part of the main 5 emotions in the first movie. And finally, there's Dante Crescendo from Trollstopia. In that show, he is the ambassador of the classical tribe, because if you've seen Trolls World Tour and Trollstopia, if you haven't, I do recommend those movie and show. There are different music genres when it comes to the trolls. There's pop, there's what Dante is, classical, there's country, techno, things like that. And they all have different areas of where those types of trolls like to be. So here are all the D's. And of course, my polls say, which one out of the 4 characters whose name begins with that letter is your favorite. You are welcome to share your opinions in the comments too, in the chat. Next, we have the E's. And 3 of them are going to be from Inside Out 2, just a heads up. Here is ennui, one of Riley's new emotions besides anxiety. Ennui, in the trailer and also in the movie, when Ennui first shows up, she said that her name is what you would call the boredom. So ennui probably means boredom. So here she is. And she usually lounges on the couch in headquarters and scrolls on her phone. She's always on her phone. Then there's embarrassment. Embarrassment doesn't talk very much, but he is usually hiding with his hoodie, like he's covering his face with his hoodie. Then there's envy. Envy is the smallest emotion, and she wishes she could have maybe just about everything because envy is like jealousy. And then we have Eleanor from Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise. Just like Brittany, she did appear in the 80s, but in the live-action franchise, her debut with her sisters Jeanette and Brittany were in Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeak Wall, which came out in 2009. So here are the E's, the E nominees. Like I said, most of them are from Inside Out 2. Everyone's from Inside Out 2 except Eleanor. Next, we'll move on to F. So here's Finbar. He's claimed himself to be the mighty shark. And he does say R, R, R a lot. And he's from one of my favorite shows, Rubber-Dubbers. Rubber-Dubbers, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go research it because Rubber-Dubbers was my favorite for many years. It's like a stop motion like series, kind of like Bob the Builder, probably from the same guys who made Bob the Builder. But Finbar is one of the main characters. Next, there's fear from Inside Out, one of the core emotions. And fear is basically scared about everything. Fun fact, fear in the first movie was voiced by Bill Hader, and in the second movie, he was voiced by Tony Hale, the guy who did Forky in Toy Story 4. Next, we have one of Branch's brothers, Floyd, from the recent Trolls movie, Trolls Band Together. He is known for being the sensitive one, but he's the brother Branch has to rescue by reuniting his other brothers with the help of Poppy, of course. And then finally, we have Fritz. Fritz is from the Disney Plus series Monsters at Work, which is a Monsters, Inc. series. And Fritz is part of the Monsters, Inc. facilities team, aka Myth. And Fritz is my favorite in that show. So here's all 4 of them again, in case you missed it. All of the letter F nominees. Next, we will move on with the G's. So here is Gonzo. You may recognize that name because he is one of the Muppets, but this version of Gonzo was from the 2018 Muppet Babies reboot. I like that reboot, and Gonzo is my second favorite character. He is known for doing stunts. Here is Greta Grape from Yummyland. Greta's superpower is that she can teleport, meaning she can teleport, like go from one place to another in a flash. She also knows a thing about makeovers. And now there are 2 other characters that are named Gary. First, there's Gary the Snake from Zootopia 2. I saw Zootopia 2 and I loved it. Gary the Snake is one of the main characters in the movie. And his name is spelled with 1 R, while this character's name is spelled with 2 R's. So this is Gary from Angry Birds Movie 2. He is my second favorite character from the Angry Birds movies. And he is known for creating inventions and gadgets that would help the other characters through their mission, like Invisispray and this detecting of eagles device that just says, there's an eagle nearby, there's an eagle nearby. I know, it's like that, like, most of the time, like, it repeats itself a lot in the movie. So here's all of the G nominees. So here they are. Gary the Snake is also blue, but a different blue than Gonzo, I think. They might be the same blue. So that's that. Next, we'll move on with the letter H. So first we have one of my favorite trolls in Trollstopia and in Trolls in general, Holly Darlin, the ambassador of the country Trolls tribe. I just really like her country flair. I do recommend seeing Trollstopia. It's a pretty good show. And Holly is one of my favorite trolls of all time. Next, we have Harper. Harper is from... She made a cameo appearance in the first Trolls movie, but then she had a few parts in Trolls The Beat Goes On, which is another series of the Trolls franchise, like another TV series in the Trolls franchise. So this is what Harper looked like in the promotional stuff for the first movie. They even made a plush of her. So this is Harper. Then we have Heifer, Rocco's friend from Rocco's Modern Life. Heifer usually likes to eat a lot. Yeah, and he's voiced by Tom Kenny, which I'm sure most of you guys know Tom Kenny as SpongeBob, obviously. He also did Dog from Cat Dog. And last but not least, we have Hal for the H team. the H nominees. Hal is a very happy, excited dog voiced by Bobby Moynihan in the series Nature Cat. He also has a chew toy named Mr. Chewinski. So that's that for the H nominees. Next, there are 3 I nominees. The reason there are 3 I nominees is that I couldn't think of 4 characters that have the letter I that start with I. So, I only did 3. First up, we have Ickis, one of the main characters in the 90s Nickelodeon show, Real Monsters. So Ickis is more of a worrywart, as you can say, for those of you who have seen the show. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty good show. Ickis can worry a lot and get nervous. But hey, everyone gets nervous sometimes. Here is Isabel from Animal Crossing, especially Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is her summer outfit in New Horizons. Isabel in New Horizons, for all I know, she works in this big building in the plaza. I don't remember what it's called, but she works there with Tom Nook, the raccoon. And then we have Isabella from the Disney series Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, Isabella is the girl who always walks up and says, "What you doing?" And she is the leader of the Fireside Girls, which is like a Girl Scout group. And Isabella does have a crush on Phineas. But Isabella is from Phineas and Ferb. So here are all 3 of the I's. Be sure to check into my channel every once in a while for more posts. I only did A through H so far for these types of polls. Now back to there are 4 in the J category now. So we're back to 4. First up, we have Jelly from PB&J Otter. And Jelly is another one of my favorite characters besides Baby Butter. And this picture, she's doing the noodle dance. And this pic is from the very first episode of PB&J Otter. Bye bye PB&J. But Jelly is always the one who comes up with doing the noodle dance to help her and her brother and sister solve problems. And Jelly's the middle child of the group of 3 otters. I'm pretty sure she is the middle child. Here is Jeanette. And Jeanette's debut in the live-action movie franchise of Alvin and the Chipmunks was obviously The Squeakquel with Brittany and Eleanor. So Jeanette is usually the shy type, and sometimes she gets nervous, but not as nervous as Ickis, I don't think. Not really sure, but she is usually the shy one. Then we have Joy from Inside Out. Joy is one of the core emotions, and I think she's the leader of the emotions as well, since joy was the first emotion to appear in the beginning of the first movie. So here's Joy. She is always happy and uplifting. And then finally, we have Judy Hopps from the Zootopia franchise. Judy here is wearing her outfit from Zootopia 2, and she is a police officer of the Zootopia Police Department, and she is partners with Nick Wilde. So here's all the J's. Feel free to jump in and chat anytime. I would like to hear what your favorite is, or if you want to say hi, that's fine too. I am encouraging it. Next, we're going to move on to the K's. So, first we have Kermit. Kermit is one of the Muppets, but this is his 2018 Muppet Babies look. So Kermit is another character that appears in Muppet Babies. Kermit is, I don't know if he's the leader of the Muppet Babies, but he is best friends with Fozzie. And he likes to play his banjo and go on amazing adventures. Here is Katarina Kitty Cat from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. Katarina loves to twirl around, and sometimes she says meow meow during a sentence or even after a sentence. But she's pretty cute. Next is Kessie from The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now, Kessie is a small blue bird. She first appeared in The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh episode called Find Her, Keep Her. And I think she was somewhere in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving because that episode appeared in that movie. And Kessie also had a big part in the Playhouse Disney puppetry show, The Book of Pooh. And she was one of the main characters. Speaking of puppetry, here is our last K member nominee. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the Noggin show, Ooby, which basically has characters that are like hand puppets. I remember a little bit of Ooby. I've seen a little bit of it, I think. And recently I have seen a bit of it, and I got to give credit to Jordan's Media Corner 2000 because he would use his hands kind of like this to make Ooby and Keiko and Ooby's sister Uma on his VHS reactions videos, which those videos are really cool. Anyway, this is Ooby's best pal, Keiko. This type of Keiko is wearing a hat, which I don't know when he started wearing a hat. It wasn't from the very beginning, I don't think. But I don't know a whole lot about Ooby. But Keiko is Ooby's very best friend, and he's voiced by the same guy who does Bear in the Playhouse Disney show Bear in the Big Blue House, which is Noel McNeil. So here are all the K nominees. Katarina, Kermit, Kessie, and Keiko. Next, we're going to move on to the L's. So first we have this guy. His name is Lube, and he's from the Nickelodeon show Cat Dog. He is one of the greaser dogs who are somewhat main antagonists in the show. Except Loop is pretty much the clueless one. I don't think I want to call him the stupid one, but Loop is kind of in that category of characters. He's probably not as tough as the other two in Greaser Dogs, but still, he's my favorite Greaser character. Next, we have Lammy, my favorite character from the Disney Junior show, Doc McStuffins, which is about this young girl who has a magic stethoscope that brings her toys to life, and she's a doctor for them. And Lammy is one of the main characters, and she is just really cute. I call her the Queen of Cuddles. Yeah, Lammy is just really cute. Next, we have Leonard, my first favorite character in the Angry Birds movies. Leonard, as I said earlier, he's the king of the pigs. And he tried to steal the eggs. He tried to steal the eggs from the birds. And in the second movie, I'm not going to spoil a lot, but the pigs and the birds put aside their differences in order to save their islands from Zeta, the main villain who lives on Eagle Island. And lastly, for Elle, we have Laguna Tide Pool. She is a techno troll from Trollstopia. And Laguna is one of the Brainiac type characters. She is pretty smart. And yeah, she's a likable character. Enough said. So here are the Elle nominees. I wonder which one is your favorite. Next, we're going to move on to the M's. So, I hope you guys are liking this live stream so far. It's been good showing you guys all those characters and information. So here is Maya Watermelon from Yummyland. Maya's superpower is that she can duplicate herself, like make a copy of her. Yeah. And she is the one who comes up with lip gloss experiments. She's a smart character too, kind of like Laguna, only different. Excuse me. This is Marlene, and she is a character from the DreamWorks and Nickelodeon television series, The Penguins of Madagascar. Marlene is an otter, and she might be the most sensible. I don't really remember too much about her, but I do know she was the main girl character in the show. And I think she's gone on a couple missions with the penguins before. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure she must have. This is Munchie. Munchie is from PB&J Otter. He is one of PB&J's friends. And he likes to gnaw on wood, even when he's nervous, because he is a beaver after all. And his house is made out of wood, too. And finally, we have Minka from Littlest Pet Shop. Minka is a monkey, and she is an artist. So she likes working with paint and splattering paint around, and she is very hyperactive too. So that's Minka. And here are all the M characters. Oh, Summer is awesome 100. Hi, thank you for coming. So awesome. I am showing all the characters in the newest series of polls I am doing, which out of the 4, which character is your favorite? And I already finished with M. Of course you're finally here. Yeah, that's awesome. How have you been, Awesome Summer? So next is the N's. I am going to start with a new character from Zootopia 2, which I've seen and I loved it. And Nibbles was a great character, in my opinion, from the movie. You've been doing well. Thanks for asking. No problem. Summer is awesome. Nibbles Maple Stick. Yep, that's Nibbles Maple Stick. She is a friendly beaver, and I think from what I remember, she had a podcast in Zootopia 2. But I really like her. And we have Nature Cat, who's another one of the N nominees. Nature Cat, of course, is one of my favorite shows, and this is the main hero, the backyard explorer extraordinaire. Then we have Naya Candy Fluff, a character in Yummyland that was debuted in the first episode of season 2. And she is not part of the Yummy crew, but she, along with Roxy Crystal Candy and Brittany Boba, have been training to be lip gloss superheroes. And her superpower is that she can make people fall asleep. It's her power-up nap time, if you will. So that's Naya, Candy Fluff. And finally, my favorite cartoon character of all time, Nick Wilde. Nick is really cool, and this is his outfit from Zootopia 2. It's a pretty cool outfit. He is the one who used to sell popsicles, and then as the first movie went on, he started being friends with Judy, and now they're partners. So these are all the N options, nominees for an upcoming poll on my YouTube channel. I've already gotten through A to H so far when it came to actually posting the polls. But these are the characters that are upcoming. Next, we'll move on to the O's. So first we have Opal, who is Peanut, Baby Butter, and Jelly's mom. And her name is Opal. She may sound like Queen Latifah, but it's not Queen Latifah voicing her. Since this show was like late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. So that's their mother, their mama, Opal Otter. Then we have Oblina from Our Real Monsters. She might be the studious one of the group. And I think I remember she can turn her body inside out or something. I don't know. There was an episode where she demonstrated the transformation thing. And I can't remember what that means, or it's really difficult to describe it. But Oblina, her actress, also voiced Chucky in Rugrats. And I think Babe, the pig in the movie Babe, which I've heard of but haven't seen yet. Oh, yeah, you're right, Awesome Summer. Opal is a character from Pearly, too. Is the one who. She's the one with the Australian accent, if I remember clearly. And yep, Oblina's is Christine Kavanagh. Next, we have Ootsie, who is one of the Snooties in PB&J Otter. They live on the other side of Lake Hoo-Ha. And Ootsie and Bootsie's house looks like a giant birthday cake, I think. And he is one of the Snooties. I'm guessing he and Bootsy are twins because they both shared a birthday in the episode Invitation with the Snooties. I mean, Invitation to the Snooties. That was the episode where they both had a birthday. So I'm guessing they're probably twins. And finally, we have the main character of the Noggin series I was just talking about earlier with Kay, Ubi. I do have to give credit to Jordan's Media Corner 2000 for demonstrating Ubi in some of his videos, like VHS reactions, by using his hand kind of like this. That's what Ubi usually is, a hand with some eyes on him. But yeah, Ubi is the main character out of the 4 characters in Ubi, for all I know. Ubi, his sister Uma, his best friend Keiko, and there's also Grandpoo. I think it might be his grandfather, I don't know. So here are all the O's. And yep, I was right about Opal from Pearly, what she is like. I think I remember she's also good with lassos, I think. Like from a rope. I remember that. So. Oh, you remember the Ubi games, but you personally have never watched it from what you remember? I've seen a little bit of Ubi. I've seen it recently. And. Oh, yeah, even in the intro. That's right. Opal did have a lasso. I didn't know there were Ubi games either. I mean, Noggin was kind of like a sister channel to Nick Jr., but I don't think I've played any of the Ubi games for all I remember. It was pretty much stuff like the Backyardigans and Wow Wow Wubsy, which those shows were good too, from all I know. Next, we have all the characters that start with P. So we're going to start off with my first favorite troll, Poppy. She's been my favorite troll from the very beginning. Even when I was excited to see the movie, like I've watched clips and trailers, and Poppy was my favorite from the very beginning. That was like before I even saw the movie. Oh, orange. I guess Poppy's the orange one in Rainbow High. Yeah, that could be it. So yeah, this is Poppy from Trolls. She is pink. I wonder, Awesome Summer, what is the orange Poppy from Rainbow High like? I wonder what that's like, since I haven't really learned all their names. I do remember I've been trying to figure out who Jade Hunter is, but I've never seen her as a doll in, like, store shelves. Because you did an impression of Jade Hunter once, and I remember that being really cool. Next, we have Pinky, as in Pinky and the Brain, but he also first appeared alongside the Brain in Animaniacs before they had their own show, their own spin-off show. So Pinky, he is like the clueless but cheerful lap mouse. He's known for saying words like narf and poit, which He did have a song in Pinky and the Brain called Just Say Narf, and one of the lines in that song is that it doesn't mean anything, so I'm guessing it's a funny thing that Pinky likes to say. That's all I could say about that. Yes, that's what the song's called. I think it's on YouTube. I recommend finding that song. Next, we have Piper Peach, who is from Yummyland, the recent Yummyland. She is part of the Yummy crew, and her superpower is the power of kindness. And she has a stuffed bunny that comes to life when she kisses it. And the same thing happened with a gummy fish in one of the episodes of Yummyland Season 2. She kissed a gummy fish and it came to life, and I'm not going to spoil too much of that episode, but it was a good one. It reminded me of the Penguins of Madagascar episode called Jiggles with a living gelatin cube. Yeah, Piper is cute. Yeah, that's Piper. And finally, we have Peanut from PB&J Otter. I think he is the oldest out of the three otters. And he's 8 years old. I know that because his actor, Adam Rose, said that Peanut was a 8-year-old otter in a behind the ears back then they made, which was like a behind the scenes of PB&J Otter video where they showed Jim Jenkins, the creator of PB&J Otter, as well as the main actors for Peanut Butter and Jelly, which they were kids back then. I think they're probably grown up by now since that was a long time ago, but the main otter kids were voiced by actual kids. So that's another fun fact. And it's a behind the ears Disney did, since PB&J Otter was a Playhouse Disney series alongside others I mentioned, Book of Pooh, Bear in the Big Blue House. Those are the ones I mentioned earlier. So that's the P group. I don't know any characters or much characters that begin with Q, so I skipped Q, and now I'm on R. So I'm getting that together. And there are 4 characters for R. First, we have Ren Hoek from the Ren and Stimpy show. And this is a screenshot I had of him from the very first episode, Stimpy's Big Day. And I remember making an adaptation book, and I remember reading it almost last year on my channel. Oh, Poppy Rowan likes music. Oh, yeah, from Rainbow High. That's cool that she likes music. I like music too. Do you know what kind of music Poppy Rowan likes? So this is Ren. He has more of a hot-tempered side, like anger. He gets mad at Stimpy pretty much all the time, or most of the time. Then we have, she likes EDM and stuff from what I know. What does EDM mean? I've heard it before, I just don't know what it is. Next we have Reg from Rubbadubbers, which I showed Finbar earlier, and Rubbadubbers is an awesome show. Especially, you think EDM is kind of like techno music. Oh, cool. I already showed a techno troll named Laguna earlier on the L's. So yeah, that makes sense. So this is Reg. He is orange like Poppy Rowan from Rainbow High. I have to mention that. Oh, you remember Laguna? Yeah. I remember comparing her to like Bonnie Blueberry from Rainbow Rangers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Um, so Reg is the robot who patrols um the oh, she sounds like Bonnie and also Holly. Holly Devious? I think I compared Holly Devious to Astrid Stars from Yummyland. Yeah. I don't know if it's the same actress, though, who does Laguna and Bonnie Blueberry, because I don't know a lot about Rainbow Rangers, but I'm learning a little bit from you. Oh, yeah, you did on one of your live streams. You compared Astrid's voice to Holly's. Yeah. I remember that. I have that on my liked playlist. Next is Rocco, since I'm sure many of you have seen Reg for far too long. Sorry, I'm just catching up with comments, and it's fine for you guys to chat. I don't mind that at all. So here's Rocco, the main character from Rocco's Modern Life. And finally, we have Red, the main character in the Angry Birds movie franchise. Red is the one who has a hot-tempered side too. And in the first movie, he does go to anger management class. That's where he met, oh, I remember that. I don't know why people are like making that iconic, that Sesame Street moment, Elmo saying Rocco's a rock. Well, yeah, Rocco is a rock, but Zoe likes to think of him as a friend. Yeah. That's become iconic lately. Yes, but I do know what that is. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Red was at an anger management class where he met Chuck and Bomb. But that's all I'm going to say about the first movie. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But these are all the R nominations. And yeah, Rocco in Sesame Street is a rock. This guy's a wallaby. So that's all the R's. And next are the S nominees, starting with Sadness from the Inside Out franchise. Sadness is one of my favorite emotions from Inside Out, and she was the one who went on this huge adventure with Joy. So Sadness had a big part in the first movie. She had some good moments in the second. Yeah, all the emotions did, even though joy and anxiety were the ones who got, I don't know if I could say most of the attention. I know from the new emotions, anxiety got the most attention. But this is Sadness. Next, there's Silver from Angry Birds Movie 2. Sometimes I find Silver to be pretty cute. And she is cute sometimes, even in the movie. Probably because of her big eyes. But she's an intelligent character too. And she probably took classes at Avian Academy, if I remember. They showed Avian Academy somewhere in the movie. Oh, yes, that's right. Rachel Bloom. That's the actress who did Barb and Silver. I think Silver was first, though, because Trolls World Tour came out in 2020 and Angry Birds 2 came out in 2019. Next, we have Summer Penguin. We've got someone in the chat whose name is Summer also, so that's a huge shout out. This one is from Muppet Babies, the new character in the Muppet Babies reboot, because from what I remember in the old one, I haven't seen the old Muppet Babies, but I've heard that Summer is a new character, and she's a penguin. And she loves doing art, and Summer's been my favorite when I checked out Muppet Babies, since Summer reminds me of a Backyardigans character who was my favorite, which was Pablo. I loved Pablo back then in the Backyardigans. I used to be obsessed with that show. Yeah, and Pablo, the blue penguin, was my favorite. And then finally, we have another one of my favorite characters, Stimpson J. Cat, aka Stimpy from the Ren and Stimpy show. He has his tongue sticking out, kind of like Wacko from Animaniacs. And even though I like both Ren and Stimpy, Stimpy is just flat out cute. Oh, you remember Backyardigans from when you were a kid too? That's amazing. Yeah, Backyardigans. I'm kind of outgrowing it now, but as a kid, I used to be obsessed with that show. Really loved it. And yep, Pablo was my favorite. Yep, that is very cool. So these are all, and that's who Summer Penguin reminded me of. Summer Penguin reminded me of Pablo, so that's why I started liking her, even when I checked out Muppet Babies back in 2019, I believe, by watching their first episode on YouTube. Oh yeah, you're starting to like more mature things like Daria. Yeah, you told me that you were liking Daria. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life fit that category, as well as a few PG-13 movies like Godzilla from 1998. But other than that, it's mostly kids shows and movies. I love them the most. Oh, next we're on the T's. I forgot to say that before I pulled out Terrence from Rubbadubbers, who's one of my favorite characters from Rubbadubbers. That was a childhood show too, but it's one that never got old for me. I still love it to this day, and it doesn't get old. All of the episodes in Rubbadubbers are available on the Rubbadubbers official YouTube channel. All their episodes are on there. Yeah, kids shows are more clean and less crazy. Yeah, I agree. Mostly when it comes to specific ones. Yeah, me too. Terrence is from Rubbadubbers, and he does not like getting wet. He only has one tooth, which he likes brushing, and a red tie, and he's a crocodile. But he doesn't like to get wet, like Nature Cat doesn't like to get wet. Then we have Theodore, my favorite chipmunk from Alvin and the Chipmunks. Theodore was introduced to me alongside Simon and Alvin back in 2007 when their first live-action movie came out. I even remember seeing the commercial for it on TV, and that's what started it all a long time ago. But Theodore is really cute. I really like him. And he's the one who likes to eat, too. And then we have Tyler Tuskman, who is from Monsters at Work, the main new character in that Monsters, Inc. series. He is starting to learn to become a better jokester in that show, because if you've seen Monsters, Inc., you know that the original movie, you know that they've used laugh power now instead of scream power. And Tyler is the main character who meets Val Little and the other Monsters, Inc. Facilities team characters. And then we have Tiny Diamond from Trolls World Tour. That's when Tiny first debuted. And he is like a hip-hop troll. And he is voiced by Kenan Thompson, who was part of Nature Cat for only the first season. He voiced Nature Cat's antagonist, Ronald, in the first season, but it got changed to Chris Knowings once season 2 came out, and I had no idea why back then. I mean, his voice now from the rest of the show wasn't bad, but I liked the Kenan Thompson one too from the first season. It had some pretty epic moments. All right. U is another letter that I can't really come up with a lot of characters with that name. Oh, that makes you think about a line in Winx Club, the 4Kids dub. That sounds like a hip hop group said by Musa or Musa? Musa? Did I pronounce that right? From the show? Yeah, Tiny Diamond is a small troll that is kind of hip hop, sort of, because he can rap a lot. Yeah, she randomly said it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a funny line, even though I don't know Winx Club very well. So I can't think of a lot of characters that start with U, except I have mentioned Ubi's sister Uma, which Uma is also the name of a Descendants 2 character. That is the daughter of Ursula, from what I remember. So I moved on to V. The first part of the name is pronounced like music. Oh, okay. Musa. That's how you spell it. Okay, thank you for telling me. So for V, we have Val Thundershock, the rock troll ambassador from Trollstopia. She is a cool character, but she's not as cool as Barb. I don't know. I like how cool Val Thundershock is, but Barb is one of my favorite trolls. So this is Val Thundershock. And there's another Val called Val Little. This is the character from Monsters at Work that Tyler meets. You remember Val? Which one? This one or Val Thundershock? They're both named Val, so I put their last name in so they aren't confused with each other. Because one's a monster, one's a troll, and they both have last names, thankfully. Oh yeah, Val from Trolls. She's from Trollstopia. I think that's a show on Hulu and Peacock, and that's a pretty good show. Next, we have Vinny from Littlest Pet Shop, Vinny Terrio. He is a gecko, and he's known for dancing. I think he can be pretty funny, too, in the show. Yeah, I like the main pet characters, Vinny, Sunil, Russell, Zoe, Minka, Pepper, and Penny. I mentioned Minka, and I showed Minka back when I did the M's. Yeah, you remember Vinny, of course. Yeah, he can be cool and pretty funny. And finally, for these, we have Viva, Poppy's sister, and one of my favorite characters from Trolls, especially Trolls Band Together, which is the recent movie. They haven't done much Trolls ever since last year when they did Funfair Surprise. They haven't come out with any new movies for Trolls quite yet. But still, Viva is one of my favorite trolls besides Poppy and a couple others. So these are all the V's. They're all going to be on the upcoming poll where you can vote on which one's your favorite for specific letters. Next up, we have W's. First, we have Waluigi from some of the Super Mario games. Waluigi is pretty much a sneaky one. I think Waluigi was in that racing story I made alongside Ludwig from Pearly and Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph. Waluigi was pretty much the main antagonist in that video. I remember especially when he's saying Ralph's line, "I'm gonna wreck it," in the video. Waluigi, yeah. But he's not the only one. He's got his friend or partner, Wario. Wario's from some of the Mario games also, like Mario Party and Mario Kart. Yeah, Mario Kart franchise and Party. Same with Waluigi. But the both of them are mostly together. And I do remember Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, the opening cutscene, where they're running away from Bowser when they accidentally hit him in the eye with a golf ball. So Bowser chased Wario and Waluigi. That was from Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Next, we have Wacko from Animaniacs. In my opinion, Wacko is a cool character. He is voiced by Jess Harnell, who was also Wooten in this audio series called Adventures in Odyssey. Jess Harnell has been Wooten in Adventures in Odyssey. And Wacko, he did Wacko in Animaniacs. I think he also did Chili, the snowman from Doc McStuffins. And finally, we have Winslow from Cat Dog. I do like this character in Cat Dog. He is supposed to be a mouse, even if he doesn't look like one. And he's a mischief-causing character. So these are all the W's. Yeah. There was one W character that's not part of this that I thought of. Oh, what are you, nuts? Yeah, I know that. That's his catchphrase. And Maricia from Wayside. I didn't know that character said that line too. That's awesome. I didn't know a Wayside character said Winslow's line also. I'm sorry, that's really funny, and that's pretty cool too. There is a W character that I know that I did not add to the nominees, and that's Walton from Wow Wow Wubsy. He's my favorite character in that show and has been ever since I was a kid. Mauricia or Mauricia. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I still think that's really cool that Mauricia from Wayside said that. Oh, I don't think I remembered, but thank you for reminding me. I guess it was a line that I didn't remember. There are only 2 characters in the Y category. Like, I don't know a lot of X characters, like characters that start with X, except for the robot XR from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, The Adventure Begins, which that is a really good movie. So there's only 2 Y characters to vote from because I couldn't really come up with a lot of Y characters. Andrala. I wonder how long ago was that? It must have been a few months. I don't think I remember, but what show is she from again? Andrala, what show is that character from again? Andrea? Oh, Andrea. Andrea? No, Drea. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time memorizing that. Oh, from Reboot. Yeah, I know you were in the Reboot lately. From recent posts. So I have Yakko from Animaniacs and Yoshi from the Mario games. The AI is capitalized because she's an artificial intelligence character. Wow. With all this talk about AI lately, that's pretty, I don't know, reasonable, relatable, kind of pop culture? I don't know. So these are the only two Y characters. Yoshi is a cute dinosaur, and I think he's going to be in the upcoming Mario Galaxy movie that's coming out. That's going to be exciting. And Yakko is from Animaniacs, and he's voiced by Rob Paulson, which, fun fact, Yakko's World, I heard that was done in one take. Like, I heard that was done in one take. That song, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive that Rob Paulson could name all those nations in the world with one take, if that's true. I've heard that that was the case, that song being done in one take. Finally, there's the Z's, which there are only 3 characters that start with Z that I have for the poll. We have Zoe Trent from Lilith's Pet Shop, and that's the picture of her during that song where she's introducing Blythe to herself and the other pets from the very first episode. Blythe's Big Adventure, Part 1. Yeah, it was probably Part 1, because later on Part 2 had that fashion show, from what I remember. So this is Zoe. I think she's... Oh, yeah! I must have requested that character. Zach, yeah, Zach and Wheezy from Dragon Tales. But I tried to get Zach since his name starts with Z. He's my favorite out of the two because he can be funny too, especially in the Dragon Tales episode, The Big Sleepover. He was pretty funny in that episode. Even though it was Cassie who has tried to be part of a sleepover because she hasn't been to one before. Now this one I have not mentioned yet on my channel at all, but this character is from a childhood show called Zaboomafoo. And this is Zabu. That's what's short for Zaboomafoo. He's a lemur. And Zaboomafoo was where Chris and Martin Kratt featured before they did Wild Kratts. And that was when they lived in this place called Animal Junction. And they got to share facts and you get to see a lot of animals. Yeah, I do remember that. I've seen recently the episode about humans and they got to interact with actual kids. And I think that they might have had a lot of fun with that. I think they might have had fun with that. The kids interacting with Zabu. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since you've seen that one, too. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of episodes recently, but I know that was the childhood show because PBS Kids was a big part. Not just the Boomafoo, but like Between the Lions, and I think Curious George and Word World. Oh, and Word Girl. Yeah, I remember that. And a little bit of Maya and Miguel. I know that there was a line I remember you doing as Chrissy. How is that going to get Maggie out of staying after? I do know that line since I've heard it from you. Awesome Summer. Oh yeah, Word Girl and Maya and Miguel. Yeah. I remember those shows too. And many others. Dragon Tales was one of them. And Arthur and Fetch with Rough Ruffman, which he did come back somewhere as the Rough Ruffman show. Somewhere. I remembered the advertisements for that when I saw Nature Cat on TV. But yeah, a lot of PBS shows that would probably make this longer if I listed all of them. But PBS Kids was a big part of that. Oh, you can do 100% accurate impression of Word Girl / Becky. Oh, yeah, you should. You should do that. That would be really cool. Yeah, I would love to hear your impression of Word Girl because I think you've done Violet once or maybe a few other times. But other than that, no other characters from that show. So that is all of, yep, now I have them all in a pile. These are all the characters from the polls on my channel on voting on which character that starts with the letter. Oh, yeah, she did do Violet. Yeah, you did do Violet. Yeah, I do remember that. So, yeah, that was cool. All these characters are part of different polls where I say out of specific character numbers, which one was your favorite. And it's a poll, so you can vote on my posts on my YouTube channel and vote on which ones were your favorite. And most of these characters I haven't done as poll posts yet. I've done letters A to H so far, but these other ones are coming soon. Yep, especially Summer Penguin. So thank you guys for coming to this live stream, especially a shout out to Awesome Summer. It was awesome talking to you again through this. And thank you for taking the time to come and see these characters. And thank you for refreshers and a bunch of other things too. It was really fun chatting with you. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. And please be sure to like and subscribe for more fun videos. It's been a pleasure joining. Yeah, I agree. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more fun videos. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.